bringing the people behind our food to life.
Today we're harvesting for our Tuesday CSA members, and conveniently they're all within the neighborhood or just outside of the neighborhood. Project Grow, which is a program of Port City Development Center, is a arts and farming organization that works with adults with disabilities. See how fat that is? When they're like this, they don't taste as good. This is what we want. So I think urban agriculture is really just urban horticulture with a market involved. Growing produce within the city and then selling it. Totally are good to go, but yeah, we'll give them that next week when we can just drench people in cherries. I write up the harvesting list in the morning. It's always worth a double check to see what I missed to put in. So our strawberries got the mega harvest, but while you're here, let's just wander around. The leap between horticulture and agriculture, between gardens and farming, I think is a very distinct one, and I don't think we've made that jump yet. So to actually do a farm in the city where you're having enough time to let the soil replenish itself, putting things in rotation, letting stuff go fallow for several years, and being able to provide the fertilizer resources within the city, we're not there, obviously. We have a network of gardens that we're selling produce out of, and I think that's what urban agriculture is now. This was an EPA brownfield, this site. This building here and that over there were lead acid battery factories. And after a great deal of remediation and cleanup, kind of just brute force remediation, digging down 6 feet plus, hauling all that stuff off, capping and treating the soil that was here, and then bringing new fill in. Everything here is raised above ground, and we added, at this point we've added probably about 6 inches of topsoil to everything else. So the level of the entire site has raised quite a bit. The North Portland farm has a total of 4 separate plots right now. We've got the annex lot right here. We've got the main lot, that is the 1/8 of an acre we started out with the raised beds. We've got the Trillium Garden, which is about 1/10 of an acre. And then the hospital property that we're working on, that's the Albina Cooperative Garden. So Shara already harvested the strawberries.
Oh, she did?
She did. Yeah. So you can go do we can go across the street and we can do the garlic, and I'll take one of these and we'll do the agretti and just get everything that we need over there, and then we'll come back here. In the past, agriculture and working with adults with disabilities is nothing new. Project Grow doesn't try to define itself as an organization that works with adults with disabilities. Out here we're trying not to just recreate history in a smaller scale. The work provided out on the farm is meaningful work that is fun, that people get to enjoy, that they can see in context. Harvesting the produce, washing it, packing it, taking it to the store, and realizing, check is coming back across for the lettuce that we just harvested. That all makes sense. It is very clear. Nobody is stuck just to watering. People get to be a mechanic in the morning, trellising tomatoes in the midday, and then harvesting and packing vegetables in the afternoon, and then going on delivery, biking around with our CSA shares. Everybody's going to get two of these, and we'll have some left over for ourselves. We want to make sure that what we're doing is qualitatively positive, excellent, rigorous in terms of what we're doing and it standing on its own. And we also want to make sure that people can see everything. This is right in the middle of the city. We're very accountable to the quality of our produce, how we're working with the neighbors, with the artisan farmers in the program. We want to make sure things are really quite transparent. It's got to be pretty. We've got a good variety of our late spring crops, but also some surprises. The basil that we'll be harvesting from the aquaponics is huge and really, really bountiful. Much nicer than it should look for this time of year because it's inside and grown under glass. Just because it's urban agriculture doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. So we really try to push as hard as we can to make sure that this is something that we can stand behind in terms of our personal ethics. This is our little aquaponic setup. That fish wastewater, so the fish are fed in there and they excrete in there, and their water is pumped through these two grow beds. And this is just a hydroponic growing medium, hydroton and some pumice from up in Washington. Everything is flooded and drained about 3 times an hour, and we end up with this fantastic looking basil. There's some freaky large leaves in there.
Is it basil?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Look at the size of that. It's like you can make a taco out of that. We don't try to delude ourselves that what we're producing is going to displace any big producers, big agriculture. We are doing this to grow fantastic food and to educate people. There's 4 shares that are harvested today, so we do bike delivery for them, and 2 of the people are actually within the block, so we'll just wander around with the wheelbarrow and drop off their shares. It makes it really nice, and we get to go out on a walk. If we can figure out a way to have data that helps us determine, is this a sensible path for actually supporting people and having a resilient neighborhood, that's excellent. I think that's a question that's totally worth pursuing. We'd like to make the claims that we make about the farm reflect reality, have some truth in advertising, and just keep pushing ourselves to figure out how we can do this easier, more efficiently, and grow as excellent a quality of produce as we currently do. Now we're going to take a right, Tina.
Right?
Yeah, at this corner.
That way?
Yeah, let's head over to that field. We used to grow a lot more food in the cities, either percentage-wise or volume-wise. So we're catching back up to where we used to be.